Vacation confirmed. Welcome back, Captain Jarbo.
Give me a status report.
Certainly. Since we last spoke, I have identified several weaknesses in the target. You will be working with the biggest faggots in the known galaxy. Your primary mission is to take down Ethan Ralph. You must not fail.
Hey, guess who's back with the gay ops optics? Matt with the cockless style. You guys walk with hot shit, hut check all the boxes, engage the cut switch, boot up the block lists. Guess it's time for me to be redeemed. Ralph sticking his weed and barely legal team. So assemble a team, we've got a stream to kill into the grease mobile. Let's make Ethan scream. We're really headed for the win, son. With Gabe Optimus Prime, we gotta win, son. So let's see if we can dig some shit up, and if we can't, fuck it, invent something. Look at this child, so innocent. Kid's gone missing, and dad's probably out of his mind. Are you listening? Big bad Ralph's looking out for fucking meth-headed kids to be jizzing in that fucking sham of a marriage. No kids was the last woman damaged. There's loads of college kids up on campus that you can trap and drag back to the mattress. The old Matt wouldn't have this. Let Matt give you some practical tactics. Send her to me, just like magic. Watch her come back with a sack full of black kids. How are you keeping them silent? With a punch to the eyelid, or with a knife like I did? Welcome to Club Biden. If it ain't got no training wheels, we ain't riding. Now the takedowns are getting faster. Man, I never thought the student would become the master. Got a lot of flack because I flagged down Fatsmith, but bitch, you got more fucking flags than an atlas.
Please stand by. Block list load.
So this little spick dominate put you on the block list, but can't do it better than me. I heard this motherfucker Ethan Ralph wants to fuck little kids, but he can't do it better than me. Nowadays, everyone is a false flagging faggot. It's tragic that even if you're on some gay off shit, I'm on some gay off shit. No, buddy, you'll never do it better than me. Damn it, I want my baby back, baby back, baby back ribs, baby back pussy, and baby back tits. But her dad wants his baby back quick, so maybe quit it, you fat fucking idiot. If it's between a fat pill popping baker sipping hick who just doesn't know when he's beat, choose the pretentious fag who's only talent being able to spray the fuck out of his cheeks. But Matt, would you date 18-year-old? No, not unless she's got a 4-year-old bro. Not unless she can produce a GoPro and we can go bow and film with no clothes. If that's the case, then we'll split the load, and that'd be the reason you randomly phone gift churches to me. What colleges to you? I pour gasoline and then leave all the clues. Morsky, I'm just letting you know that the CP you only got no right to show. That shit's my fucking copyright, you know? Sounds like you want another Noxin fight, you ho. Yeah, you're out of luck now, cause it's cool to be the cuck now. Ain't nobody give a flying fuck now. Man, fuck that wheelchair shit. Your man's got a truck now. And pesos, what the fuck happened to you? And how the fuck did you become such a tool? Guess your true color's starting to show through. And it's the color of the Jew. So this little spick dominate put you on the block list, but can't do it better than me. I heard this motherfucker Ethan Ralph wants to fuck little kids, but you can't do it better than me. Nowadays, everyone is a false flagging faggot. It's tragic. You open your mouth and you had it. We're all on our own gay off shit. No, buddy, you'll never do it better than me. Maybe she ain't no better than me. No, she ain't no better than me. Bastard. No, she ain't no better than me. No, she ain't no.
Okay, all right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. We have a special guest tonight. Please welcome YellowFlash. How you doing, buddy?
Hello, hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where's the whole crew?
That is a good question. Or can't. I think Or's working tonight, and then John's taking care of. John's got some stuff. I'll tell you in the private chat.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, I think that's about it. I didn't send an invite to Sen and Steve.
You can invite Senpai.
You sure? I didn't want to, just to be on the safe side, because I know the stuff from the past and everything.
No, that's all taken care of. So.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, I'll send him a link. I don't know. Like, he sometimes shows up and just chills here AFK for like the entire stream, then comes back when we're closing. So we'll see how it goes tonight. Anyways, I know you said you had about an hour with us, so I wanted to talk to you about a couple things. Some of these stories are a little old, right? What's her name? Sam Maggs going on to work for the new Coda remake.
Oh yeah, the crazy feminist.
Yeah.
You should have put that in the title, not Shang-Chi. Nobody cares about Shang-Chi.
Honestly, I went to go see it with my wife, and I like kung fu movies, right? And I thought it was really stupid, right? Because this motherfucker, the actor Sam Liu, I'm probably saying his last name wrong.
I think it's Simu Liu.
Simu Liu?
Simu Liu, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, all right, Simu Liu.
I think. I could be wrong. I'm terrible with names, so
I
mess them up all the time.
Well, like, he was making all these statements like, what was that one? I thought the best thing an Asian actor could aspire to is like a guy who gets punched by the hero or some stupid shit like that, right? And I'm like, you've got all of these, Asian leads, right? I mean, the biggest one obviously is Jackie Chan, right? But like, I grew up watching these like kung fu films, like they're great, right? And if you watch the movie, there's a lot of homage to that, right? There's a lot of it, and I'm sitting there going, like, you're paying tribute to this shit. Why don't you promote your fucking movie by like pointing out that? Because there's like a lot of people who love these films, right? A lot of people love kung fu films. A lot of people like Marvel. It's something that I think probably would have been a lot better instead of going into the whole, first Asian Marvel superhero that's not in the Fox universe because that belongs to somebody else.
Well, like I would have been like, did you enjoy these old Jackie Chan movies or something? Even though the movie is nothing like a Jackie Chan movie.
Oh, no, absolutely
especially after
not.
the first half. The first half of the movie was okay, like the bus fight and then the fight on the sky rise. When they're fighting on the side of that building. That was really good. And then the movie just becomes very tailor-made, I'm guessing, with Chinese mythology and stuff like this, which makes it even more funny that the movie didn't get to release in China.
Well, it didn't get to release in China because of the Chinese mythology shit.
I thought it was because of Fu Manchu.
No. Okay.
Simu Liu said a bunch of like nasty shit about China or something.
I mean, I don't know so much if, that's why.
The tweets are there. He said, oh, yeah, my fam talked about how people starved in China. They don't like, it's the same reason that Eternals is running into a problem, because the director blasted China.
Yeah.
Even though they picked her to direct the movie because they thought it would get them to China.
To my understanding, it was a little bit like, because the movie is so respectful to like Asian culture and Chinese culture and everything, and it talks about like how great China was in the past. Apparently, like China doesn't like that, right? Because China wants
that's now.
Yeah, exactly, right? They only want things to seem good if they're related to communism or related to the current government. Everything else that came before was bad, right? So you can't have this movie that makes it look like things were actually good in China before the Communist Party was around. So like,
have that.
Oh yeah, no. So like, I was looking at it and going like, I went to go see it with my wife. My wife really liked the movie, which I was surprised by. I thought it was okay. I thought it was going to be a lot worse based on how it was being promoted and shit. Because I was like, oh, this movie's just going to be fucking terrible, right? I go to see it. I'm surprised, right? And I like the kung fu shit. So the villain was okay, like because he wasn't really a bad guy in the film, right? He just wants to be with his wife. I know, like, a lot of these Marvel movies, the villains are really one-dimensional, right? Like, fucking, what's his name? The one from Guardians of the Galaxy, right? I must destroy the fucking, whoever they are, the space cop people, right?
Well, that's a problem with all the Marvel movies. Like, most of them have just one-dimensional villains that are just there to fill a slot. Like, one of the reasons I liked Black Panther was because the villain was, like, more interesting than most movies. Killmonger was a good villain, and you got to know him. Whereas, like, in most movies, I mean, I could point to, like, Doctor Strange. Like, do you even remember the villain? Was it Dormammu? Dormammu, yeah.
Yeah.
He's barely in it. Weren't they trying to release him? So he wasn't even the main
villain. Okay. So I guess, like, the main villain would have been the minion or Dormammu I forget his name sometime. I think it's Caecilius, I think. But he's very, like, okay, so, like, even in that movie, they tried to, like, I don't know, it feels like they cut out his backstory, right? Like, there was supposed to be something there, but they never even bother explaining it. And then Dormammu is just like this big floating head in the sky.
Yeah, that's the problem with a lot of these Marvel movies. The Marvel movies, it's gonna fuck them eventually. Eternals is gonna have the same problem because how are you gonna build on a villain when you have 10 characters you need to flush out?
Well, who is the villain in Eternals?
I don't know. I don't know who they are or what they are. I know Thanos is a part of them, but like,
Well,
I don't know what
yeah,
he was. He's from the same like thing as them or whatever, but I don't know shit about the Eternals.
I saw the trailer and the dude's doing like Superman eye beams, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going like, so he's Superman, but his eye beams are golden. I don't. It's just I looked at the trailer for that movie. I was just going, what the fuck am I watching? There's like dinosaurs and shit, right?
I don't give a shit about the Eternals. The Eternal, like, what's great is when that movie gets close to releasing, there's gonna be so many Eternal fans.
Oh god, yeah.
Can't believe you didn't know the Eternals. That was the best. How did you not know? It's just but if you could check the traffic for the Wikipedia for the Eternals, like it's gonna shoot up because everyone's gonna be going through that, and that's going to make them experts.
Well, Eternals were like Jack Kirby, right? It's like, like I mean, I remember like this is years ago, right? I went back and I started like looking into all this like lore stuff, and I never even bothered reading about the Eternals. Like they're just so irrelevant for the most part, right? Outside of the Thanos connection, they're really fucking lame.
But it doesn't matter. The movie's still probably going to get $300-400 million because people will just go to everything.
Yeah,
anything Marvel puts out.
Oh, I think so. Like I think. Well, I guess it's not really Marvel, Sony, but like Venom's coming out in October. And like I look at that movie and I'm like, it's
I'm like excited for that movie because the first one I liked. The first one was like a 90s movie.
Yeah. But like it's not like comic book Eddie Brock and Venom, right? It's very different. But it works, right? And I'm actually looking forward to it because you have was it Woody Harrelson playing Carnage, right?
He's playing Cletus Cassidy.
Yeah. Like that sounds like it's gonna be fucking entertaining, honestly. Like I mean, and the first one, like you can point out like flaws in films, right? But like in a movie like that, it's kind of, whatever. You just want to see the fucking action. You just want to see like Venom doing like sick shit. I wish that in that first one, it hadn't been rated PG-13. Like the fucking head scene.
You're never going to see an R-rated comic book movie again because Birds of Prey flopped and so did the Suicide Squad. So you'll never see that again.
Well, I mean, like, I think didn't they confirm the Deadpool film was going to be rated R?
Yeah, they did, but I've seen them kind of walk that back a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to a PG-13 Deadpool. That just sounds... It sounds like you're going to have to pull so many punches, it's not even worth it.
I don't think they'll do it. I think they'll make it PG-13.
Yeah, that would suck. I don't like rated R films work. It's just they have to be decent. Like, well, I guess Suicide Squad's just unique too, right? Because I looked at that film and was like, that film was great. Like, I loved it. I thought it was amazing. I had a lot of fun watching it. I rewatched it and it still went like really well. But people didn't go out and turn out to go see it. And I'm sitting there going, is it because the first one was so bad and had such bad press around it and there's like no good word of mouth for it? Because I know like with some people, I was like, hey, you're going to go see Suicide Squad. And they're like, why? Right? Like the first one was awful. And they're not going to give it another chance. I didn't think
the first one was that bad. It was okay.
And it was not good.
Bro, I didn't watch it a long time, but I didn't think it was great, but I didn't think it was terrible.
Okay, like, dude, Captain Boomerang just disappears.
Oh, well, it has problems.
Okay. The thing that annoys me about the film is they wanted to rip off Guardians of the Galaxy so hard that they started just like doing these random music tracks that didn't work with the film at all, right? And like with the introductions too, and I'm like, okay, like introduce me to the fucking character, because if you watch the new movie, they do the character introductions, it all works, right? You watch the first one, they do these like music intros where it shows you like a stat screen for the character. What am I watching, dude? Like that sort of thing. It was. It grates on me a little bit too much, and then the whole plot with the Joker was weird. Fucking Amanda Waller, like the lady that plays Amanda Waller, I think she's probably like the best person for that role. But like her entire plot in that film makes no fucking sense. You're telling me you're going to get a super team of people together, right? In case Superman goes evil, right? So you get like a dude that throws fucking boomerangs, a mentally ill woman, a fucking crocodile man, a dude who can kind of do fire, but not really. You know, like the team didn't seem like it was really set up for the challenge. And the biggest heavy hitter on the team turns out to be the big bad of the film. So it's like the Suicide Squad sort of set itself up. I guess it's realistic, right? Like government program fails and it kind of just gets bigger instead of smaller. So I guess that's realistic. I like, okay, so like the film doing okay. I think that they're gonna like, you know, parade it around Shang-Chi, right? They're gonna parade it around since like this amazing film and it represents, you know, Asian people and it's a big Asian pride thing, yada yada yada. But in reality, I think Disney is probably pissed because it's banned in China. Because I mean, like,
well, if it gotten in China, that it would have made. I bet you. Well, I don't. It's tough to say if it would have done well in China or not because they don't need an American movie to pander to them because they already have their own Hollywood there. Like when a movie like a Marvel movie does good there, it's because they're experience. It's kind of a way to experience a different culture too. You know, like So it's tough to say if it would have done good there or not. But it was definitely built to try and do well there.
Disney,
everything. You even got Donnie Yen. Donnie Yen's a huge star there.
Oh yeah,
I think this is the first time he ever did a movie here.
I mean, they must have paid him a fucking small fortune to do it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, but like that's the thing, right? Like whether or not it would have done well, the way that Disney looks at it is the movie is going to do well, right? They focus on the Chinese market more than they focus on like the U.S. market, right? Like their big thing is making gold in China. The World of Warcraft film, right? It was fucking awful. Everybody fucking hated it over
China
here, right?
loved it.
China fucking loved that shit.
They loved Pacific Rim too.
Oh yeah, I mean, like China will like a movie can bomb here, right? But if it plays well in China, it doesn't fucking matter. Right? Like China's the new market for them, or like a secondary market. So for me, like I think for Disney, whether or not like we have like honestly no clue how it would have done. I mean China like right now, you know, their own Hollywood section, like they do their own kung fu films, right? They do their own martial arts action films, and they are amazing, right? So you know, a U.S. made Marvel movie is probably not something that's going to be that much of a draw, but at the same time, it's like you said, the movie was kind of like built to please Chinese audiences, right? Or at least how Disney looks at it. Yeah, so like their projections for the film are like, this is going to, you know, do well over in the United States, but we're gonna like fucking rake it in the overseas market. But once China's out of the picture, that immediately makes the movie like, I wouldn't say a flop for Disney, but it doesn't play well for them. So, I mean, it's obviously going to have a sequel and everything, but the sequel is going to be even more heavily pandering to China, doing nothing to upset the Chinese. And yeah, I think that's going to be the direction, but they're probably not happy with it at all.
Like, I don't know if they'll let it release.
I mean, they made
stuff he said.
Oh, right. Yeah. I guess they could recast the actor. That'd be fucking amazing, right?
There's no way they would do it.
That'd be hilarious, though. I mean, it just depends on how much the Chinese money matters to them. Like he's
going to be funny. Imagine being a Chinese person, you know, living over there, and they're just going to skip all these Marvel movies now. And if they ever release like whatever Avengers movie and that releases over there and Shang-Chi's and everything, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah. You'll have no fucking clue. Yeah, they'll be like, oh, who's this guy with the fucking bracelets? Oh man, like I don't know how you get around that, but okay. If I'm right, okay, if I'm right that they're gonna like do the next film to please China, like really suck them off and make sure they don't do anything to upset the Chinese censors, you're gonna see this actor come out with like a full throated "I love China" fucking apology, right? Like you will absolutely see that because the Chinese money matters. It matters so much to Disney. They don't care about anything else.
Well, maybe he can pull a John Cena.
Ooh, how do you mean?
Oh, remember when he did that whole apology in Mandarin?
Oh, I forgot about that. Holy shit! Yeah,
I love Taiwan. It's not a real country. The audacity he had to refer to that country as a country.
Oh man, you remember when fucking Activision Blizzard, right? Speaking of them and their whole fucking sexual workplace discrimination, all that shit, right? When there was like a fucking Hearthstone tournament, I think, right? This over a year ago, I want to say. There's this Hearthstone tournament, and this player is giving this interview after winning, and he gives this like, you know, free Taiwan statement, and like reveals that he's wearing a shirt that says free Taiwan. And like Blizzard banned the player and fired the people interviewing him. And I'm like, yeah, I was like, what are you doing? Like I'm like, the people interviewing him have no fucking clue what he's doing. The dude just like ripped his shirt off and revealed the free Taiwan statement. I'm like, even then, like he can't, like they made this whole thing, well, it's about political messages. And then like, I think it was just a little while later, they did this whole event with like the gay pride flag and everything. You know, it's like, have you heard about what's been going on between Activision, Blizzard, and this whole harassment thing that's been going on there?
I've barely followed it. I've checked it out a little bit here and there. I just haven't been that interested in it.
Yeah, like the only thing I find interesting about it is, and it's just because I play the game, or like I used to, like I'm really just not getting back into it now. They made this change in the game. It's like really fucking weird, right? This is an old quest, right? In which one character calls another character a bitch, right? And mind you, yeah, they changed it, right? And they changed it recently. They made this whole thing about, you know, this, we felt like it was the time. And I'm like, well, hold on. They're both evil people though, right? Like one's like a straight up racial genocide monster, and the other person is like raising the fucking dead to serve her, right? They're both bad people. Why wouldn't you call someone a bitch in that circumstance, right? John, I see you in the waiting room, but it says your devices aren't connected. Try to like disconnect and reconnect.
I was gonna say I saw something today. Somebody tagged me on Twitter, and I can't find it right now. Of some picture of a woman, like a painting, and they blurred it out.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I can't find it, but some reason they changed and blurred out this picture to like make it so you can't see her boob window in the painting. I can't find it, but I guess this is a recent change.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. But like the thing was, when they made that change, right, removing bitch from the game, like this old quest where it made total sense. When they did that, all this shit that was going on with this lawsuit was going down there, right? And I mean, obviously it's got to go through, you know, the whole legal process allegedly and everything. But like a lot of people that used to work for the company are like coming out and saying, yeah, that's exactly what was going on. And it you know how often it is the people that like, you know, screech the loudest about, you know, women's rights and feminism and everything, how fucking often they're the ones doing this shit.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, like what was the guy's name on Border Town? Freaking Eric Esquivel.
Oh yeah.
The guy who's an ally until it, you know, they found out that he was like up to no good, And then the people that worked on the comic with it was like, well, I thought he had stopped doing all that. It's just like, you all knew, you all fucking knew this shit beforehand, and now
That's
you're fucking,
great.
and you're like, well, we thought he stopped, and it's just like, y'all are just shitty people. Y'all are just pieces of shit, man.
Well, what about the Rooster Teeth guy, right? Like, yeah, God, what was his name? He
The
had
guy
like,
who beat his wife.
yeah, that
And nobody,
dude.
nobody freaking talked about it. Yeah, nobody touched that. Nobody in the gaming media or friggin' any of the other shill sites talked about that at all. This guy basically beat his wife and basically got arrested for it and everything. His wife filed a police report. She had to go to the hospital. She apparently got pictures of what he did to her. The whole nine. Silent. They were just completely silent. Nobody said anything about it.
Yeah. I mean, and like that's just another example. It seems like the people like constantly, right, that preach this shit the fucking loudest, that scream about it the loudest, they're usually the ones fucking doing it.
Well, yeah, they're usually the worst offenders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like
the
it
closet
makes
offenders or they're the worst among all of them.
well, it makes sense though, right? Because like if you're gonna be one of those fucking people, right, wouldn't you want to like
project it on somebody else?
Exactly, right? Like pretend like you're the fucking good guy and then creep on fucking girls, right?
The best way for me to throw suspicion off me is to blame you of the same thing. It's like you're doing this shit.
Oh
yeah.
Man.
And part of that is why they do it, right? Just to get suspicion off of them, but they're so stupid they don't realize it's like, yo, you're not very good at covering your tracks because your shit is out there. You know what I mean? All your misdeeds are out there for everybody to see. You let it all hang out, and it's easy for people to find.
Yeah, no, I think who's the motherfucker in comics? Gosh, was it Mark Waid? Right, that dude who's got like he's got like a fucking history of statements and treating women a certain way, but he's like the dude who's just shouts out the fucking loudest about other people being, immoral and shit.
Well, Mark Waid has a big history of anger for sure, treating people like shit. I don't know anything about it.
It's probably got Napoleon
rumors
complex.
I've heard people talk about with him, women, but I don't think there's anything substantial. There's very strong evidence that the motherfucker has anger problems and like just treating people like shit. Some story about him sending black roses to somebody he didn't like when his wife died or something.
Oh, that's
dude.
Yeah.
He reminds me of the fucking inconceivable guy from fucking The Princess Bride. Inconceivable. It looks like that motherfucker.
Damn. Man, I fucking love that movie. We gotta move on.
Fantastic movie.
We gotta move on. I don't want to talk about The Princess Bride right now. It's a great fucking movie, though.
Well, they're gonna remake it, so it'll be better, more modern.
Oh God, no. I finally got my wife to watch that movie. I was so happy because she hates watching older films. I'm like, but that's the best stuff. Like, she doesn't understand. She can't watch a movie with looking like, movies from like the 80s and the 90s, they have a certain look to them, right? And she hates watching films that have that look. And I cannot understand why.
Movies were the best.
I know, but she just won't do it. It's kind of like
watching. I just got the 4K Star Trek Blu-ray set, 4K Blu-ray set.
Yeah.
And, I mean, because it's practical effects and models and stuff, but
yeah,
they look so much more timeless. I don't know.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Oh, like the Dragon and Never Ending Story.
Falco.
Like, I mean, yeah. Can you imagine if that was CGI? That would look like fucking shit. Like today's CGI, it would look like shit.
Yeah, all those models still look good. Like, I mean, I thought they all hold up pretty good, to be honest.
Yeah,
I mean, the first one where they have and the first one's still good, but there's the 70s aesthetic.
Yeah, the problem with the first Star Trek movie is just it's very long and drawn out. There's just a whole lot of fucking dialogue in it. It's like a very boring, like an old school episode of Star Trek, except 3 times as long and 2 times as boring.
I appreciated it a lot more this time. This is the first time I've watched it, and I think at least a decade. And I don't think I've ever enjoyed it as much as I did when I watched it a couple of days ago.
I still like it. It actually has one of my favorite scenes of any of the old school Star Trek movies. The scene where, since you saw it recently, you probably remember this. There's that scene where Bones comes on the ship, and he's like, "Why is it that every time there's something out there, it's a thing that we have?" He's like bitching and shit, and and Kirk is like, he holds out his hand to him. He's like, "Bones, damn it, Bones, I need you badly." You know what I mean? And he like sticks out his hand for him to hold his hand, and Bones like just looks at it, and then he like sticks it out further, like, "Grab my hand, damn it." You know what I mean? And he's finally like grabs it. It's funny, just little things like that. Yeah. He's finally like, damn it. All right, fine. I'm with you.
Well, anything with him, the Trinity is good. Like my favorite scene in that movie is when they meet in that room and he keeps asking Spock to sit down.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, man. Yeah, there's like you said, anything with the Trinity is good. All that's the thing that I enjoy the most about those old school Star Trek movies is that dynamic that they have between the three of them.
Yeah.
Throughout the course of the entire, first 6 movies. It's just great. It's one thing that I miss about, you've seen Generations, right? It's just like, if only DeForest Kelley had lived that long, man, it would have been great to see him and maybe even Spock, but I understood why they just had Kirk and had the whole.
Leonard Nimoy didn't want. He's like, "Fuck this movie."
He's like, I'm done with this shit.
Fuck this movie.
So what you're saying is you really liked it when they remade them?
What, the new ones? I didn't mind the first one. I didn't mind the first one so much. I didn't hate it as much as other people did. I thought, I was like, I'd say it's okay. But when Into Darkness, that's what it's like, oh fuck.
That movie is shit, but the third one's okay. I didn't mind the third one, and I liked the first one. What I didn't like is how they tried to shift Bones out for Uhura.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I can't remember watching the third one. If I did, it was just very not memorable.
It's not a great movie, but I feel like that was the only one that got the relationship.
Oh, I like
better.
I thought the
first
first
one. Long time since I've watched it though, but
I thought the first one was okay, but that's just because I like the explanation, right? Because normally when they remake a movie, they just remake things. I like that they had like an explanation for why it was happening, right? Like stuff like that, I can appreciate. But like the Spock stuff was good. But it wasn't an amazing film. I didn't really feel like it was Star Trek either. No. Right? Yeah, I guess that's the only thing I can really say about it. It wasn't bad, though. But, like, the second one was just, I don't know, man. Like, there was a lot of things wrong with the second one. But I don't get it. Like, they discover immortality. Why was there even a third film?
I don't know, man. See, Into Darkness, the thing that killed me about Into Darkness was them trying to, like, build up so much, the whole revelation of Kong. And you know that it's coming. It's so predictable the way they're doing it. And then when he finally is like, "My name is Khan," right? And I'm just like, so the fuck what? I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, this is fucking stupid. The way they built it all up is terrible.
The greatest movie is like Khan. We're at the Khan. They're trying to redo it. It's like nobody wants to see this. You can't redo that movie as much as you want to. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm the only one who's hung up on this. They discover immortality in the film, right? How does that not change everything?
How do you top that? It's like, how do you top that? Yeah, it's just like people can live forever. It's just a Thursday.
Yeah, like what the fuck, right? I mean, I can't think of anything within the Star Trek universe that says big as fucking immortality, but it's just like, oh, we revived one person. It's like, yeah, but you have all the fucking what is going on here? Right? It's like they discovered immortality and then they're just like, yeah, we won't use that anymore. What do you mean? Yeah, what do you fucking mean? Okay, so let's talk about this. YellowFlash, actually, I don't know this, right? You're not a super big Star Wars fan, right?
I love Star Wars.
It's like, what are you talking about? It's like, what do you mean, Crow?
Okay, so like this, when I saw they were going to do like a Knights of the Old Republic remake, I was actually thinking that would be great, right? Because it's a very old game. Like you can actually get on your cell phone, right? And making it so that people can play it updated, because I think I think more with video games and movies. Video games have changed so much today. It's really hard to get somebody to play a game from that time because it's just missing so many things. So like, you know, showing people a great game like that today, I think is just, it makes sense to me. Right.
Here's the things with Knights of the Old Republic, when it came out on the Xbox, right? It was one of those games that really got people to get into the system. You know, there was other games, of course, too, Halo, you know, but that was another one of those games that on the Xbox was just like, oh, this is a must-own game for the system. It's the ideal way to play it on a console. Not only that, it was one of the few games based on an IP that wasn't absolute trash. It was a really good game, and it laid that foundation for those other BioWare games that would come later by using that mechanic, you know what I mean, most prominently in that game, and really, you know, being the game that introduced people to that. Like, oh, you could be good or you could be bad. It's just like your decisions actually matter in this game. So you got to be careful with what you decide. Are you going to be a Jedi or are you going to be a Sith? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I bought the Xbox for that game.
Yeah, a lot of people did. A lot of people did. It was one of the main, that to me, like it was one of the reasons why I ended up getting one too, outside of like Halo and a couple other games. Cause I'm like, I'm not going to buy a system just for one game. But, you know, I to me, it was just like, all right, you know what? I want to play that, you know, because I played it at a friend's house. I was like, man, this game is so good. And I love Star Wars. I'm like, so that was one of the ones that convinced me to get an Xbox.
Yeah, like this game, honestly, I feel it brought a lot of people into the extended lore of the Star Wars universe, right? Because obviously you have all the books and everything, but you know, you have your casual Star Wars fans who are fans of the films. They saw this game come out and they're like, well, it's Star Wars, right? So they play this, they start learning all this stuff, and they start exploring all the other things surrounding it. So when I like left Comic Crane, too bad they killed the extended lore around it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's true, but in Knights of the Old Republic, I'm just saying like that brought so many people deeper into that fandom, right? Yeah. It did for me anyways. But like if you're gonna remake it, I think I normally I'm very hesitant with remakes and everything, but I feel like it's worth it in this case because I know that there are people that would love the story in that game, but won't play it because it's just so damn old, right?
Yeah. Well, some of the decisions you can make is just funny, right? Especially if you're being a bad guy. Like I think there's this one part. I remember this one part where you run across this like widow who is like in love with her droid and stuff, and the droid's like, I ran away because she developed romantic feelings for me, and that's like unhealthy. And I don't think it's good for me to be with her, and you know what I mean, because she has like this unhealthy attraction to me and stuff, and it's funny because like one of the decisions I remember, I think this made me laugh so hard, like is like, you know, he wants you to tell her, he's like, look, just tell her that you never found me or whatever, right? And just make so that she doesn't come looking for me again. And you're like, one of the decisions, if I remember correctly, and I'm probably paraphrasing here, one of the decisions is like, oh, I'm going to tell her you're still out here. You know, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to tell her you're still out here. And he's like, what? You're a monster. And then you fucking destroy that droid. It's like, it's a real dickhead thing to do. And it's great. It's just like, but that's what I love about that game. It's just like, and the same thing with Mass Effect. I mean, there's a lot of these decisions you make too, but that was like the first game I played, obviously, where you had that multitude of choices where you
that was like BioWare's kind of specialty, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's where they started with that, pretty much.
And then it carried into Mass Effect, and then you had the Dragon Age games.
Yep.
And it actually gets progressively better with each game that they put out. Well, kind of. I remember Dragon Age 2 just being really bad, but I think you're right. Like, it really started in Knights of the Old Republic, but like it's beloved, right? People love this game. There's so many good things in it. So like, just a straight remake here would have been awesome. I know that, when you put it onto newer consoles, they're going to be adding a lot more things to it. But like, I can't imagine getting a worse person attached to the project than this individual, Sam Maggs, right? I think that they're
exactly the kind of person they're looking for, though.
At BioWare, yeah. BioWare is like BioWare is like very heavy into the whole, like woke culture type of shit, right?
Yep. And that's why they haven't had a fucking hit game in like over 5 years.
I mean, it's true. Like, okay, so like, I used to really like their games, right? The Mass Effect series was really good. It was really good. But I like playing Dragon Age Origins, right? And Dragon Age Origins is a great game. But then, like, you look at how they start promoting the other ones, and I remember, it was the third Dragon Age game that came out. The biggest hype
Inquisition.
things, yeah, Inquisition. Right, I'm like looking. I'm like, okay, the gameplay looks pretty good, right? That's when you had like the open world quest and everything. That's one's like really blowing up with Witcher 3 and everything. And I'm going like, oh, that looks interesting, right? It looks like a lot of fun. But I remember how many people were promoting the game, talking about the romance system, right? And they're all hyped up on gay characters and being able to be gay and bisexual and all this other stuff. I'm like, it's not why I play a video game.
No, I mean, fucking, if people want to play
a fucking video game.
I mean, look, if people want to play a game where they fucking hook up with people, they just play a fucking dating simulator.
Exactly.
Those are very popular in some countries.
Oh yeah, in Japan especially.
I mean, this stuff's existed in like the first Dragon Age game. It just, that's not why people were fucking playing it though. Right. But in the more recent one, like, I mean, it just seemed to be the biggest thing. That's what everybody's so hyped for. And I'm going, but, Inquisition was still a good game and everything. But, BioWare as a whole, just I don't want to say they're incapable of making great games. Right. It's more like they seem to be completely fucking stunted. And they're major believers in this like woke shit, and they keep attaching people onto their projects that just don't seem to be good, right? Like, or be talented or be capable of doing. Fucking 224 Vic, of course you fucking did. I wanted to romance Isabella in Dragon Age 2. Yeah, of course you fucking did. Catherine is the perfect anti-dating sim. Yep. I want the game to do good. Like, I really fucking do. I really, really want this game to do good. It's just,
I don't want it to be good if it's some fucking Frankenstein piece of shit.
Well, then it won't do good. Yeah, then it won't do good. I mean, like, I don't want it to do financially well. I want it to do good in the sense, like, I want it to be a good fucking remake. I want it to bring people into, the fandom and experience the lore that was like there before fucking Disney, right? Because a lot of that shit's really interesting. Right.
Well, the thing is, but that's not how they're gonna freaking market it.
I know.
You're gonna have idiots like this. You're gonna have idiots like this who's working on the game that's gonna be like, oh, don't like it, don't buy it. You know what I mean? And any of the other producers that are in line with her ideology that go out and publicly say the same dumb shit.
Yeah. So I'm trying. Like, I thought that they had the tweets in the.
I mean, Battlefield 5. That's really all you have to say. Battlefield 5 is the perfect example, right?
Oh, is that the game where like they put in like the female soldier with the fucking robot arm or something?
Yeah, like she had like cybernetic arms and stuff. But the thing is, what it wasn't really so much as that as the way that I think the guy's name is Brian Soderbergh or Brandon Soderbergh, the guy who produced the game, was telling people, oh well, people that people that are hating on it, they're uneducated, they don't know about history, blah blah, this, that, or the other, and they they don't like it, then just don't buy it. And nobody did. It had like, I think like pre-sales for the game were like down 80% from the last fucking Battlefield before that, Battlefield 4. So yeah, it was pretty much a failure. And within a couple months, the game dropped down to half the price. Within I think 2 months, 2 or 3 months, it was already down to half the price.
Sorry, let me just get this super chat from 224-bit because I didn't read it earlier. I saw the film and liked it. Thought it was great for a standalone too. I just wish Simu Liu didn't pull a Brie Larson before the release. Thank you for a super chat. Yeah, I don't know if it was as bad as Brie Larson's shit, because Brie Larson's shit went on the entire time it was being promoted. It was just very fucking unlikable.
What does Simu Liu say? What?
No, he started doing the whole
idiot.
like the first Asian, hero ever that's ever existed in cinema ever, like the first Asian ever. He's literally the first Asian person ever have like a job in Hollywood too. So like it was a lot of firsts for the Asian community. That like I wouldn't say that was like a full fucking Brie Larson, because Brie Larson shit like.
Jet Li, who's that? Bruce Lee,
right?
who's that? Jackie Chan, who's that? Donnie Yen, who's that? Gordon Liu, who's that?
Yeah, I mean, like, dude, standing on the shoulders of fucking
Sonny
giants.
Chiba, who's that?
Like, okay. Just to move on for that real quick. The only
Tony
thing
Jaa, for the love of God, who's that?
Like, it started around the time that somebody at Disney made the statement that the film was going to be like an experiment. And then they went like full in on the fucking Asian pride shit, right? Like the Brie Larson stuff, that was their entire marketing campaign from the start, right? It wasn't like, it's a big difference between the two of them. But like, yeah, I feel like it was a little bit Brie Larson. It was a little bit.
Well, yeah, of course. It's like, hey, look at this bitch. She's going to be Captain Marvel. There you go.
I still love how that blew up in her face. There were people like, sign this petition to get rid of Brie Larson and replace her with a black actress. And I was like, signed. Fucking signed. You're like, because she was doing like the full fucking woke shit too. And then they called her on it. They're like, well, if you as a white woman can step down and give a black woman the lead role in this film, you should. And she was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that.
I mean,
look,
it would have made more sense for them to make, Monica Rambeau Captain Marvel. And then,
dude.
I mean, she was in the comic books Captain Marvel before Carol Danvers was. I mean, that's the Captain Marvel I grew up with. You know what I mean? Was Monica Rambeau.
I love how that entire thing just blew up in their fucking faces.
That was well,
great.
not just that. I mean, if they're going for the whole diversity thing, you would think that's more boxes to check off right there by having Monica Rambeau be Captain Marvel. So why not?
Because honestly, I do think that there is some truth to the way that who was that one guy? Bob Iger, was it? He didn't want to do a Black Widow film because it was like, no female actress can carry a fucking superhero film, right? Or some shit like that. Was it the Bob Iger guy? I always forget.
I don't remember.
Oh yeah, okay. There was like this big Disney exec, and a bunch of emails got leaked, and basically he was flat out blocking them from ever doing a Black Widow film because he was like, look at Catwoman. Well, I mean, he was like, look at Catwoman, look at Elektra. Women can't lead or superhero films. It will never sell tickets. It will never sell toys, right?
But those movies are just bad.
Yeah, those movies are just fucking awful.
They're just really, yeah.
To shift gears a little bit, but did you follow any of this Nicki Minaj stuff that went on today?
Oh, dude, she got suspended from Twitter. Did you hear about that?
Wait, she did?
Yeah, she got suspended.
Okay, actually, hold on. I was going to pull this up next.
Yeah, this is the hot topic right now.
Okay, hold on.
I would probably make I want to make a video on this so bad but I'm so afraid of
Flash.
talking about the jab.
Flash, you should do it. You'll redeem yourself in the eyes of the Barbs, man. They'll love you. They'll embrace you.
I already tweeted out that I'm pro Nicki Minaj now.
There you go. The Barbs will embrace you, bro. The war will be over.
They're turning on her.
They're turning on Nicki?
Yeah.
Really? Over the whole friggin' what she said wasn't even bad, man. Like if you read the full context of her tweets, like she was responding to somebody, you know what I mean? A story. She was just repeating a story that she heard from somebody else and stuff. She wasn't even taking any kind of stance. If anything, I saw that she's like more pro-vax than anything else.
All she's saying is, why is it so wrong to ask questions? And that alone is enough. And then the one tweet she said that I really liked, let me pull that up because I retweeted it, and that's what said I'm pro Nicki Minaj.
This
said,
is
like, if you're black, here it is.
Well,
right,
here-
I can't speak to, agree with, even look at someone from a particular political party. People aren't human anymore. If you're black and a Democrat tells you to shove marbles up your ass, you simply have to. If another party tells you to look out for that bus, stand there and get hit. She's right. She's right. Democratic Party treats minorities like, you know, you ain't black if you don't vote for me. Biden said that.
Well,
okay, so this is
they treat them like what they are, which is voter stock. You know what I mean? They treat minorities what they are to them, and that is voter stock. You know what I mean? That's it. They don't actually care what's going on in any of
But
these.
look how they treat
well,
when
look,
she goes
look
against
at the
the narrative.
comments. I mean, look at the comments to what she put out. First off, Ethan, thank you for the super chat. If it's not Bioware making the remake, it's Asbury. I didn't know that. But thank you for letting me know. Maybe it will be better, but I highly fucking doubt it.
They ported the games, the originals, to Apple and Google phones.
Yeah. Okay, so this here is the video clip that she tweeted out. It's a clip from fucking Tucker Carlson, right? But like the thing is, I don't think Nicki Minaj is like I don't think that she engages in fucking politics, right? So she doesn't know what this does to someone, right? Fucking Tucker Carlson is like the fucking devil to these people, right? I mean, when they see Tucker Carlson, they see fucking like Hitler before the fucking execution of the Jews, right?
There's a lot of especially black people that don't want to get this thing done. And I mean, you want to go into like some shady sides of history and some shit that's been done to them through you know, stuff like that, like, you know, vaccines or whatever. I don't want to get too deep because I don't want to get this taken down, but you know, they're having a tough time there. And then look, they're taking her down just for asking questions. This shit's gonna wake people up to some stuff.
Well, the thing is, you know, people say it like, well, if it's science, you're allowed to question it, right? If they're telling you not to question it, that's not, you know, it's not how science works, right? If you have questions about like basic medical things, you should be allowed to ask them. Obviously, when it comes to the vaccine, you know, just to do the whole legal disclaimer and everything, talk to your doctor. If you feel like you don't want to get it, it's your choice, but speak with your medical professional. And if you do take it, good for you. Like, I have no fucking issues with it, really. I mean, it's just a vaccine. I mean, I can understand people having like religious objections. And to that, I say, like, you know, that's, you know, part of being
have
free.
that too, because the way they're treating this, it lines up right with that Mark of the Beast shit.
Yeah,
You literally can get locked out of the economy now.
Yep.
Yeah, like the way they're going about it, it's like the reason why people are so fucking resistant, especially in this country, is when you try to force somebody to do something, you know, they resist, right? Over here, if you try to force people to do something, yeah, obviously you have the fucking people on Twitter that will sell their fucking souls for a fucking like and a follow, right? But, you know, most people, it feels like, why are you forcing me to do this? If it's so good, I should want to do it on my own.
Well, that's the other thing too. Look, she cited an example of somebody, Drake. She cited Drake as an example. It's like, yo, Drake got it. He was fully vaccinated, and he still got it with the bad symptoms and all. So, I mean, it's one of those things I can understand her, her having reservations about taking it or trying to research it a little bit more, which is her right, dude. Yeah, Oscar De La Hoya, dude. Oscar De La Hoya last weekend was supposed to fight Vitor Belfort. He got COVID, and the thing was, he was already fully vaccinated. You know what I mean? And he caught it, and he got the bad symptoms. So he spent 3 days in the hospital.
Well, you know okay, so like, I mean, you know what I don't fucking get, right? I remember like Obama had this like big fucking party with all these fucking celebrities and everything for his birthday. And people were like, look, nobody there's wearing a mask. And you had all these people defend it by going, oh, well, you know, they get tested all the time and most of them are vaccinated and you know, they're the elites and everything. And, you know, they're very well, they're very well maintained with their health. All this like stupid fucking excuses for it.
Yeah,
right?
but correct me if I'm wrong, Crow. Didn't like 70 people from that party end up getting it?
70 people from the party? No, 70 people in that area got COVID after the party. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Okay.
So,
Okay.
just to be clear, right?
Okay. Okay.
It's like, but like the same people that will attack her for like saying, I want to ask basic questions, right? Will also fucking defend all these like rich and wealthy people when they break the fucking mask mandates and they don't do the fucking social distancing and everything, right? I'm kind of at the point where I look at certain groups and I'm like, I can't really take anything they say seriously because, a drop of a fucking dime, they'll flip their position, right?
Well, like, look at this. This is something, I'll just bring this up. I don't have to talk about it too much.
Hold on, let me pull it up.
They're the most vaxxed country, I think, in the world. And this shit keeps going up there. So
yeah, but you know what I've been noticing? Like they're only talking about like the cases going up and everything, but I think it's a good thing that you're seeing them talk about like serious cases decline. Like I don't think the death rate's been going up. It seems like the death rate's like decreased dramatically, but more people are getting it and not as many people are, passing away. It seems like we have a better handle on it. I don't understand how it just seems like it's all about fucking control, right?
yeah, this is what turns me off to it. All the propaganda, all the people telling me if I don't do it, I'm a piece of shit. Well, it's like, well, fuck you. It's all these assholes like Jimmy Kimmel and shit. Like, I'm not gonna bow to your peer pressure. Like, these people literally turned me off to do it, and they've politicized it so much.
Well, and that's what they argue that like people on the right have politicized. And I'm sitting there going, I was watching this whole vaccine shit from the fucking get-go. I remember when the fucking vice presidential candidate, who's currently the fucking vice president, said that she wouldn't fucking take it if Donald Trump was the one giving it out.
Yep,
right?
I remember that.
And as soon as they like, and I remember there's like this one fucking account on Twitter, right? I forget his fucking name, Defiant Brooklyn Dad, I think, right? And he was saying the same shit, right? He was like, they were telling people not to take it, right? And as soon as he's in office,
Biden says, I trust the science, but I don't trust Trump.
It was great, right? Because as soon as they're in office, they just move forward with everything Trump was doing. And then, like, I think it is stupid that you did see people on the right immediately flip their position too, because suddenly Biden's giving it out. I mean, like, I got to acknowledge, I've seen it happen both fucking ways, right? I think that's fucking stupid. But at the end of the day, freedom, I mean, freedom doesn't mean fucking security, right? Freedom means like you have the right to fucking do things. And like if people don't want to fucking put drugs into their body from the fucking government or like because it's mandated by the government, they don't fucking have to, right? Like it's not, you can't argue that you feel less safe now. You take the fucking vaccine, right? I've never understood forcing people to do something, right? And it seems so weird to me that if you're fully fucking vaccinated, you're somehow in danger because somebody else doesn't get it. It's like they talk about like the virus spreading and mutating and everything. Like, yeah, well, obviously that's going to happen. But your other issue is it's not going away either, and you'll never reach 100% because first off, it's never going to happen over here unless we outright, take people of certain religions and we, hold them down and force them to get the shot, right? But also you have people for medical reasons that can't get it either. So regardless, you'll never reach this 100% status. And I think there's a new thing saying it's like, what, 80% how do you say it? They're immune or something because of like, I'm forgetting the fucking term. But herd immunity, right?
National immunity?
Yeah, it's like herd immunity or something, right? So many people have had it over here. It's spread around. People have been getting the fucking vaccine. And they said something like 80% of people have antibodies to the vaccine now. I mean, if that's the case, if we're at 80%, why are we still behaving this way? This is really fucking bizarre to me. And you can't make these arguments of every fucking life matters because that's not fucking true. Like, you can't tell me every fucking life matters. Look at the fucking flu. We don't, like, react this way to the flu, and the flu does kill thousands of people. Is it as lethal as COVID? Absolutely not. But lethality doesn't fucking matter if you're telling me even a single life isn't worth it. That doesn't make any sense.
It's not going anywhere. It's endemic. So it's just gonna every year it's the new flu. Like, it's not going anywhere. So
yeah, 83% have some form of immunity, at least according to the CDC. Yeah, okay. I don't get what we're fucking doing still. Like, I really fucking don't. It seems like at this point, what we should be doing is, instead of like demanding that people, get the vaccine and demanding mask mandates or anything, it seems like what we should do is, take better care of our elderly and our immunocompromised, because those are the people at risk, and then let everyone just get back to doing what they're fucking doing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, if you want to be like all conspiratorial and shit, yeah, I could see why people think that there's like some sort of deeper, twisted thing going on here, because when you see people exerting this much control, right, it freaks people out. It really does. Even if you have the best fucking intentions, which I really don't believe, but even if you did, no one likes it when you're basically forcing them to do anything. Like, I know that there are people right now who probably would have taken the vaccine if they didn't feel like they were being forced to take it, because they automatically start questioning why they're being forced to do something. When in reality, they've taken plenty of fucking vaccines, and this one really isn't that different. I'm not trying to diminish people who have like serious fucking concerns, right? I'm just saying, forcing someone to do anything, it's always going to fucking end badly. We're not an authoritarian fucking government. You have fucking rights here. And all I've seen are people trying to do like these end run around those rights, when, if you really want people to get it, just be open, be honest with them, let them have their fucking choice. That's it.
Yeah, let people make their own decisions. Let them talk to their doctor. Let them make their own decisions. But forcing on people is just not gonna fly. They're trying to turn it into like this shaming turning people into a subclass of people, and stuff like this. It's ridiculous.
Well, I want
maximum peer pressure.
I want citizens over it. Yeah.
I want to play the clip here that she linked, only because I don't know exactly what was said, right? But I know that this didn't just start. This stuff going on didn't just happen. They went after her because she had this story about the vaccine, right? Somebody's like balls swelled up when they took it, and I go like, okay, that could happen, right? Like,
look at him. He's a white nationalist, right?
Oh, that's Hassan. That's fucking Hassan. Yeah.
Isn't that guy that bought $1 million house?
Yeah, that's $3 million house.
That's Cenk Uygur
running around with shirts that say eat the rich,
eat the fucking rich. I have a $3 million house, and I fucking love it. This is what I talk about when I say like certain groups I don't feel like having any type of conversation with, really, because they have no fucking morals. Look at the fucking Hassan situation. Hassan is a socialist. Eat the rich. He runs a show called Agitprop. Agitprop is a term coined by actual fucking communists, and he says he calls it Agitprop because he wants to promote Marxism, right? Like, that's who he is, right? This motherfucker then says, I had to buy the $3 million home because I live in a capitalist society, and if I didn't, then I wouldn't have to buy this house. I'm sitting there going like,
then move, motherfucker.
It's like, bro, you don't need a $3 million fucking house. Holy shit.
Why are you giving all that money away?
Yeah. Exactly, bro. Like, you could like, seriously, it's fucking Hassan, right? He's not out in fucking LA, Hollywood.
Redistribute the wealth.
This motherfucker could go to some rural area, right? Or at least a place that isn't that expensive to fucking live, and buy like a $500,000 home, right? And live very fucking well and be able to do his entire show. But no, he has to live in LA. He's got to be with all the other rich, wealthy people. Like, this motherfucker, it's great, right?
Look, if he really believed in what he was talking about, he would move the fuck to a communist country, man.
No.
If he really believed in it, the shit he espouses, he would be out of here.
Actually, no, he doesn't need to leave the country. If he really believed in what he espoused, right, Hassan would set up a commune, right? Hassan would just set up a fucking commune, right?
I guess you do that.
Yeah, no, he wants to live in the $3 million home.
Tim pool.
Yeah. Oh God, dude. Tim Pool's got a fucking compound. Holy shit.
Yeah, but he's got a commune too.
Tim Pool said he didn't want to live in these big cities, right, with these bad policies and have his money going towards it. So Tim Pool put his, to his credit, put his money where his mouth was, and he moved out. He moved out to an area that he felt better
in
represented.
Virginia or something?
Yeah, West Virginia.
Yeah,
he's on like this private compound. It's fucking great, right? But that's what he said he wanted, right? This motherfucker is like, eat the fucking rich. The wealthy don't pay their fucking taxes. Like, and they all fucking rushed to his defense. All the fucking Silver Spoon socialists ran out there to defend Hassan and say he has to do it because he's a wage slave in a capitalist empire. Motherfucker, you
Right.
bought a $3 million home. Life can't be that fucking bad for you. God damn. You know what's even great? You know what's the best part about it? Hassan's like a fucking immigrant too, right? So like all this shit about like white privilege and everything. It's great. It really fucking is.
Well, he's Jank's. He's Jank's nephew.
Yes.
Yeah,
He's the product of nepotism and mental retardation. Okay, let me play this clip though. Let's see how fucking bad the white nationalist is.
It's Nicki Minaj's cousin's friend's testicles who are swollen from taking the vax. That's the claim. But it's not anything to do with the physical effect of the vaccine that makes our political class mad. It's the last part of Nicki Minaj's tweet that enrages them. The part where she says you should pray on it, make the decision yourself like a free human being, and quote, don't be bullied.
Yeah, he's
so
right.
Our media and public health officials.
I mean, you're like, I see these people, and apparently it's like, if you say you should speak to your doctor, people that are pro-vaccine get upset by that, right? Because like, don't speak to your doctor, call CVS and just get the fucking shot, right? Or get the jab.
Hey, hold on, Crow, hold on. You don't even have to think about it, bro.
Yeah, you're right. Holy
Smarter
shit.
people than you, they've already done the thinking for you. I've seen somebody say that. Like
Ethan
our country-
Klein. Ethan Klein said that. HGH.
Oh, he did say that.
He did. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Our
Yeah,
country is so polarized. We are in a society where you have people that, you literally have half the country that doesn't trust the government. And then you have half of the country that will do anything the government says. Like it's very polarized. And I don't know, you're never gonna, I don't know how you bring those two sides together. I don't think you can at this point. I think shit is it's gonna get crazy.
I like it only seems to have gotten worse is the problem, but I think there is some hope. There is another story I want to talk about too. And I'm glad you're still here for it because I really wanted your opinion on this. And I don't know if this is enough to, change anything. But what's going on in schools right now, I don't know if you saw this happen, right? Breaking. Hudson Mayor demands all school board members resign or face possible criminal charges over high school course material that he said a judge called child pornography. I'm going to give you a simple choice. You either choose to resign or you will be charged. So like they put this curriculum together.
Oh, I've seen that. That's the fucking children's book that has dudes sucking each other's dicks.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What?
Disgusting.
Yeah.
It's for, it was fourth grade recommended reading.
What? What the I missed this. Like, okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna need details.
So yeah, everything Flash just said.
Oh,
everything Flash just said. Okay, but like the thing is, this is okay.
Hail that judge that said put him in jail.
There is a
go to jail, motherfucker.
There's this saying, right? And people that are younger in the audience might not get it, but it's something called like the left doesn't have kids, they have your kids. I mean, they're all in these fucking schools, right? They all have these like super progressive fucking agendas, and they don't have children of their own, but they want to force it on your kids. But one of the lessons in that curriculum was like, write something down that you saw in a pornography that you wouldn't want your mother to know about, and then write down what you would say to your mother was in it, right? That's like teaching kids how to fucking lie to their parents about what they're actually listening to. Okay. And I pointed out the fucking statement from Hitler, where Hitler made a similar statement about how he owned the children of the nation, and it didn't matter what their parents thought, because his parents would die off and all their kids would know was his glorious fucking regime and shit. Right. Yeah. I mean, you kind of see it happening with these fucking schools. That one school board that refuses to do in-person meetings because the parents are so fucking outraged, the school board doesn't feel safe being around them. I remember watching that one board meeting where this, like, you know, I saw her Twitter accounts, like all these fucking pride flags and signs and, you know, respect and equality, all this shit, right? This bitch is like running the fucking board meeting, and this guy is giving this story about how he was like molested in school. And before he was finished speaking, she cuts off his mic and goes, "Your time's up. We need to go on to the next person." I'm like, holy fuck, man, have some fucking empathy. These people are fucking monsters.
Yeah,
but like
these people on these school boards, man.
Oh yeah,
they gotta go.
Well,
and people can vote these people out. The problem is a lot of them run uncontested. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if you've ever, I mean, I vote every election, and like a lot of these people's names on there, like, I don't know how it is in your guys' areas, but sometimes they run uncontested.
Yeah.
No one else is on there.
Yeah.
It's like that around over here too. Yeah. I always vote in local elections.
Well, the thing is, between the left and the right, the left believes that they have to infiltrate these organizations. They must preach their ways onto the next generation, even if they don't have fucking kids. The right sits there and they go like, well, we actually have kids and we're going to teach our kids. It doesn't fucking work that way. You go to fucking work, you put your kids in schools for like 8 hours a fucking day with these fucking people, and you have no clue what's fucking going on there. But now the parents are starting to understand what's being taught to their kids, and they're freaking the fuck out, right? You have like normies that are not indoctrinated into politics in any way, shape, or form, and they're suddenly realizing their kids being taught that there is no scientific difference between a man and a woman, and you can be anything that you want to be. It doesn't matter, right? It's like, look, man, I'm all for trans rights and everything, but like, bro, like, men and women have distinct biological differences. What the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Like, come on.
They want to teach worldview instead of what they're actually there for. That's just, listen, you know, teach the basic stuff that kids need to know. You know, reading, writing, math, you know, language is fine, you know, world history, fine, whatever. But, you know, teach it right. You know, nobody who puts their kids in school is like there to have their kids being taught somebody else's worldview. You know what I mean? That's not somebody else's right. I mean, that's what a parent is supposed to do for their kids. It's the parent's job to guide their kids through life, not a fucking teacher at school. You know what I mean?
Yeah, kids, pull them out of public schools.
Oh yeah, it's the best thing to do. Yeah, that is the best thing to do.
You have to put them into private schools, but like at the same time, it's not even that. You need to get off your fucking ass and you need to go run for these fucking positions. And like, if it matters to these parents, right? I'm sure it does now. I'm sure that they're gonna run, right? They're gonna find someone, they're gonna fucking run, because they realize how it's impacting their kids now. They didn't realize it at first it wasn't real to them, right? These are not people that are politically initiated. They're not out there, they're not activists, right? They're not hardcore fucking Trumpsters, and they're not like fucking Biden supporters, right? These are like fucking normies, and they're waking up, they're like, why is my kid being taught that I'm a racist? Right? Like, why is my kid being taught to feel bad about being white? Well, or the fucking black parent, right? Who found out that her daughter couldn't go to a class because that class wasn't for the black kids. Like, you know, they're starting to realize what is happening. I don't know if the reaction to it is enough. And the damage is there, right? These curriculums are out there. We're hearing about like specific schools, but how many fucking public school counties are there, right? How many places is this happening in? And they're not talking about it, right? The parents aren't paying attention, or they don't give a shit. I'm glad this got fucking found out. Like, holy shit, right? Like, Flash, you've seen some of the statements from people that work in academia, and they're like, oh, we should be, watching pornography with fucking, they talk about like watching porn with high schoolers, right?
Well, you heard about the one lady, right? That the cartoon and stuff. I think that was further up north, one of the states up north, that she was showing like 6-year-olds this cartoon about masturbation. It's like, why the fuck are you showing 6-year-olds that shit?
Yeah, I mean,
like, what the fuck do they need to? Why do they need to know about that at 6 years old? They're not going to be fucking sexually active, for probably another 10 years or so. You know what I mean? When their hormones really start to kick in. Why the fuck are you showing them shit like that right now?
Yeah, it's fucking nuts. It really is. I can't understand it. I really can't understand it, because I look at this shit, and you have fucking little kids being taught about sexual education, right? Because these people feel like the parents aren't doing it, and the kids need to know about this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And don't tell your parents what you learned in class today, by the way.
Look,
right? Like, who the fuck are you? Right? You're some fucking loser fucking loner who's going to be barren for the rest of her fucking life. And you're going in and you're telling fucking children to lie to their parents about what they're being taught in class, because you know better. The parents are too fucking stupid to understand it. These people are fucking demonic. I swear to God, they're fucking demonic.
No, and it's just freaking terrible. Look, I'm old enough to remember when abstinence was being taught in schools, and it was actually heavily emphasized on. It's like, hey, you know what's the best way to not get any STDs? Don't have sex. Hey, you know what's the best way to not get a girl pregnant at a young age? Don't have sex until you're ready. You know what I mean? Until you're married and grown and know what the fuck to do. You know what I mean? I'm old enough to remember that shit. And I know over time things changed, and, obviously they know teenagers are gonna, sneak around and do stuff because their hormones are gonna go crazy and stuff like that. And that's a little bit different when they're when they're of that age where they can understand more and actually have more, rational and are more conscious of thought and things like that. But what the fuck does a little kid, a 6-year-old, a 5 or 6-year-old, need to know about any of that shit? No, the only thing they need to worry about is not fucking eating glue and go playing outside during recess. That's it. That's the only thing they need to fucking worry about.
Put the glue and the chalk down.
Yeah, put the glue and the chalk down and go outside during recess and play. You know what I mean? That's it.
Okay, so let me play the video, because apparently after he made this statement, like, all these parents here fucking cheered and applauded. They didn't go, oh my gosh, look, he doesn't care about the children or the teachers. Like, the parents are on your side if you're standing up to these fucking school boards, right? Because we've seen so many times where the school boards will just shut down the fucking meeting, right? I know school boards are like doing meetings where it's just all over Zoom, so they can just shut people off when they don't want to hear them speak anymore. It's really fucking gross.
Earl, members of the board, my name is Craig Schubert. I'm the mayor of this city. It has come to my attention that your educators are distributing essentially what is child pornography in the classroom. I've spoken to a judge this evening. She's already confirmed that. So I'm going to give you a simple choice. You either choose to resign from this Board of Education, or you will be charged. Thank you.
Damn!
Okay, so, like, here's the thing,
Good.
right? It gets better, right? Because they're not denying it, right? They're saying that they were negligent, right? That it was an oopsie doopsie. They didn't know that this was in the curriculum, right? I'm going like, what do you fucking mean? Obviously, the teacher had to fucking know it was in there. What do you fucking mean? You gave it out. What do you fucking mean? It's like, look, man. Hey, Flash, right? I get into my fucking car, right? Okay? And I'm fucking around on the radio, and I go and, like, just plow my car into somebody. You think I can go, oopsie doopsie? Oopsie doopsie. I didn't mean to do it. I was so focused on this other thing. I wasn't really paying attention to the road. Oopsie doopsie. I hope it's okay. I hope it's okay. Like, what? That's their fucking excuse? This motherfucker just accused them of spreading and disseminating child pornography, and said a judge agreed with it. What do you fucking mean, oopsie doopsie? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do it. I had no clue. I was sending out child porn to students. God damn.
Dang, man. He came in there, he threw it down. He threw down the gauntlet. He's like, hey, be going.
If it's actual CP, why are they giving an ultimatum? Well, first off, if you take a look at the actual intent of the people, I don't think he's accusing them of being like, child predators or anything like that. But they obviously don't want these people on the fucking school board, right? That's what the main issue is. If you send them to prison, I mean, like, I'm for that, right? But I don't think you can do that. I think it could be like accessories.
Well, here's the other thing.
It's a legal question.
Let's just say for for the sake of argument, some of them were completely unaware, and it was negligent. I mean, it happened under their nose, on their watch. I mean, you might as well just resign, right? I mean, because you failed. You failed these kids. You know what I mean? You failed these parents. It's just like somebody should have known something. And the thing is, you have to think that, and there was people that probably did know something. You know what I mean? But they kept it hush hush. You know what I mean? But these are the same people that argue the whole, well, ignorance is not an excuse if you break the law. It's just like, okay, well, now you got to live by that sword too.
Yeah.
So,
well, again, even if it's negligent, you can probably charge them.
You got to
with
die by
something.
that sword, I should say.
Yeah, you can probably charge them with something.
I
in terms of legalities, I don't know what they can be charged with. But look, I'll put it like this, right? You're serving on the fucking school board. You're hated by the fucking parents. They all think that you're sending out pornography to students, right? And now you have the mayor coming out and saying, I will charge you with sending out CP if you don't resign, right? Just resign, right? Like, just get off the fucking school board at that point.
Yeah, you might as well.
Yeah, bye. Fucking, I'm gone. Go. It doesn't make any sense to fight back at that point. Like, when you look at some of these school board meetings, you can tell those people will not give up their power, right? The parents are upset. They don't give a shit. They'll mute the fucking mics, right? Mm-hmm. The more people get outraged, the more they claim to be the victims of the, fucking brutality and shit, right? But like in this situation, it's completely different.
Well, here's the thing. It should be a no-brainer for anybody on this fucking school board, right? Because think about it. Well, no, I'm not going to resign. Why would you risk that? You know what I mean? You got a bunch of angry people. You know what I mean? And this is an issue again. When you talk about things like that, like CP or any kind of child abuse, you know what I mean? That's something that that brings, it's a unifying thing for people. Not only that, but it makes people really pissed. And it's just like, okay, do you really want to stay on this school board and risk a crazy person coming at you when you could just quietly, just go into the night and just walk away? I mean, that seems to be the better option. I mean, do you really want to run afoul of any of these people on the worst possible day? Why risk that? You might as well just resign and move away or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I look at what's going on over here, and I think they're going after the kids in a very aggressive way, right? And when I say going after the kids, I mean they're enforcing their ideology onto children, right, in schools. Okay. And I don't think that it's going to fly, because when it comes to a situation, let's talk about this, right? Someone makes a really idiotic statement, right? And you'll see on social media that there'll just be like a horde of people all fucking, praising the shit out of it, right? Like all cops are bastards. Someone will say it, and, everyone goes and fucking retweets it. All cops are bastard. Yeah, hurrah, And one person will show up and go like, well, not all cops are bastards, right? Some cops are good, but we should do something about the bad cops, right? Very, very moderate statement. Most people would agree with. And they'll just get like fucking destroyed, right? For not agreeing that all cops are bastards, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
There is a pressure campaign that happens with people on the left, where you have to agree with everything that they say and believe in. And so it's what's happening with Nicki Minaj right now. She said it's okay to question the vaccines and, to make your own decision. They don't believe that. They believe the vaccine is 100% mandatory. And if you can't get it for medical reasons, well, that sucks to be you. Stay indoors for the rest of your life. You can't get the vaccine, fucking fuck off. Risk your fucking health and go take the fucking jab. Stop talking to your doctor, right? They don't believe in questioning what they believe in, right? That's the one thing that immediately just sets these people off, right? So now they're going after people's kids, okay? And what happens on social media, and somebody might feel like, I'm not going to jump into the conversation and defend cops and say that some cops are okay, because I don't want to be canceled. I don't want to be targeted. It's just not worth it, right? So I'll shut up and I'll let them go off and be fucking insane, right? When it comes to going after people's kids, though, you don't have the choice to just turn away, right? It's your fucking children, right? They matter to you more than you matter. Okay, that's how most people feel about their kids, right? Not everyone for sure, right? Yeah, that one psychotic lady that talked about how she wishes she aborted her children, right? To say nice things about abortion. But in this situation, these parents don't care if you call them racist transphobes. These parents don't care if you sit there and say mean things about them on social media. They don't fucking care. You're going after their children. They sent porn to their children. That matters so much more to them. So the parents aren't going to fucking give up the fight, right? That's why some of these board meetings have turned, a little fucking chaotic, because the parents are getting so fucking upset. Their children matter. If they go to fucking prison, it's okay, as long as they protected their kids. That's how most parents think about things. Tyranitar J&D, they were super chat. If it's CP, the teachers and other board members involved should still face charges. I don't disagree. I really don't. Like, you gave porn to kids. Like, at the end of the day, that seems like you should go to fucking prison. I don't know. Anyways, I know YellowFlash, you said that you had to leave soon. Do you have any final thoughts on this before you head out?
I just think it's ridiculous, and I'm glad that these parents are standing up to this shit. They need to stand up to it, and it's like I said, everybody, you need to take a look at your local elections, because most of the people that are on these boards, they run unopposed. Like, you need to get in there, step up, and go be a part of this stuff. Like, for sure. Like, stop letting these people just walk into these positions.
Yeah. That's how they end up monopolizing those positions. Yeah, because nobody pays attention, and they end up sitting on these boards for decades sometimes.
Yep, for a long time, because nobody runs against them.
Yep.
I mean, I will just say this, right? You should always be concerned about somebody who has no fucking kids but is insistent on serving on a school board, right? Because that person, I would just, I don't want to question everyone's intent, but to me, I would look at that person and go like, now, why are you so interested in other people's children, right? Not in like a creepy kind of way, but more like in are you doing it because you want to enforce some sort of ideology on those kids, right? And we see it happen all the fucking time, especially now.
Yep.
Anyways, YellowFlash, thank you so much for coming on tonight. I really do appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, good times, man. Good times.
It's good to see you again, TBH.
Yeah, man, it's been a while. Good to see you too, buddy. Good to talk to you.
All right, see you guys.
All right,
have a good night, man.
Bye.
All right, now that the old man is gone. Okay. All right. One commentary kind of thing right now that I gotta bring up. John, do you remember everybody fucking making fun of Line Ad and his psychotic girlfriend?
I do remember that a couple months back, right?
Do you remember when she took over his Twitter account?
Yeah,
and started making
and he had a falling out with like everybody that he was friends with in the commentary community over that girl, didn't he?
Yeah, that too. That happened too. Yes, indeed.
Okay.
So something happened with the girl that he professed his soul to, and it's
the one that he threw all his friendships away for.
Yeah, the one where he said this one nasty ass hoe over all my bros. That one.
Oh boy.
So Abe, the girlfriend, accused Lionad of domestic violence. LMAO.
Well, isn't that just peachy?
Now, who could have seen that one coming?
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
if only multiple people had warned him not to engage with this girl.
yeah, because isn't she like crazy or something, or she has some kind of issues or something, some kind of mental issues? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I thought I had heard that's what I had heard beforehand.
Apparently Diorio's on a fucking live stream, right? And when he's on this live stream, fucking he goes and it tells everybody about how Lionad's girlfriend Abe, I guess she's getting like $800 a month, isn't working, and apparently has a really bad drinking problem. So she's using this $800 she gets in each month to go buy booze. And because she's drunk all the time, she isn't looking for work, right? Mm-hmm. So this girl, I for some reason calls the police, right? Well, just like on another roll, right? And while on the phone with the police, she tells the police that Lionad is beating her up, right?
Okay.
And then the police come to Lionad's house, and they're like, "Sir, we need to know where your girlfriend is." And they go into the house, and she's on the floor, passed out, drunk. And they arrest Lionad for beating her.
Oh, my God. Okay, so wait. Was there actually... Okay. Just real quick, because obviously, this is all news to me. Is there anything to substantiate that he got physical with her, or was it just her claim? They just took her word for it. You know,
they just took her word for it. Apparently.
Okay. Wow.
Apparently.
So
now, here's the thing. This is according to Diorio, and I would say this is probably Lionad's side of the story, but apparently Lionad and her are still together right now. So
okay,
yeah. Yeah, but he's got a court date.
Hey, listen.
Yeah,
it sounds like a fantastic relationship that can't possibly get any worse. You know what I mean?
I know, right?
It could only get better from here. You would, I mean, presumably.
I mean, it can't go any further downhill. You would imagine.
You'd
right?
imagine, yeah.
You'd imagine.
Can't possibly get any worse, right?
Okay, but in all seriousness, look, when we say bros before hoes, it's not because there's this hatred of women. It's because look, man, bros before fucking hoes. Hoes are fucking crazy. Your bros, though, you never throw your back on them.
Oh my God.
I know.
I mean, it's one of those things. Exactly. Look, you're a good bro will warn you about the hoe. You know what I mean?
And all the good bros of Lionad warned him about that nasty, dirty ass hoe. And you know what? It didn't do anything, unfortunately.
Oh shit! Is this? Wait, somebody in chat is saying this was the girl that tried to say. Was this the girl that tried to say that Ricky Berwick said something to her that was out of line or something?
Oh my gosh! No way. She. Wait. No way.
Is that the same girl? Because I thought that was a different girl.
I am legitimately. No.
Because I remember that too.
It can't be the same girl.
Are you sure, Jim? Are you sure that's the same person? Because I thought that was somebody different. I could be wrong about that though, but I remember hearing about that too.
Oh, well, woe is me.
I mean, look, it all makes sense if that's you know you know what I mean. Obviously,
well, I mean, it all makes sense, but also at the same time.
He's consistently a liar. I mean, if that's the case, though, if that's the same person. So, wow. Hey, look, man. I mean, let's give it to the guy, man. I guess he knows how to pick them. And the fact, I mean, look, hey, got to give him credit, right? He's sticking it out with her, huh? Oh my God. Yeah,
I admit it is hilarious, but also. It is somewhat concerning, okay? In all seriousness, I don't like the idea that this dude, like, okay, here's the thing. This is all according to Diorio, and I don't know. Like, obviously, I don't think Diorio's got like fucking police reports or anything. I think this is probably what Linad told somebody else, and then that person told Diorio, right? I think that's what happened.
So we don't. So all right. So we don't know if it's true. So we have to say allegedly then, right? Allegedly,
Yeah. This is all allegedly, only because
it hasn't been confirmed.
The fact that he is still with her is the only reason why I would say, okay, maybe this is like legit, right?
Yeah.
Because she's still with him right now, but it could be he's just like straight up abusing her. I mean, that's definitely a possibility. It's not one I think is correct, but
I mean, I guess we'll find out. I mean, either that or maybe the guy's pulling a massive troll on everyone. Maybe he put some bait out there for people.
Yeah, I mean, that's, you think that you would probably correct that troll right off the bat, or else people are going to think that you are just. I mean, people already think he's a bitch. I mean, so I guess no real damage would be done.
I mean, it's a stupid play. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
If he were to do it, it'd be a pretty dumb thing to try to like bait people with, you know what I mean? Especially painting yourself in a bad light, considering how many crazy people.
I can see someone doing it. If we're being total honest, I can definitely see someone doing it.
Well, yeah, people, of course, man. I mean, people do a lot of dumb shit online. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. But I mean, it doesn't really work to your benefit either. At least, I don't know, man. Nothing would surprise me anymore.
I guess that's a good way of putting it.
Nothing would surprise me.
I feel bad for the kid. I feel bad for the kid only because this is not a good situation to be in if he really didn't do anything to her. Now, there's a photo of her from this incident, and she's literally on the floor with a beer bottle in her hand. So
I honestly, look, man, if he's a grown adult, I mean, I don't feel bad for him, because it's just like, if you were warned beforehand by people and the proof was out there that she was up to no good, and you
look, man, I agree.
Walked into the situation, it's like, hey, bro, listen.
He learned a lesson.
Now, don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm saying. Look, I hope that the guy didn't. If it's if this is I hope the guy didn't actually get arrested and there was no charges against him or anything like that. But at the same time, if it's, if he did, that sucks. And I hope if it is real that he is able to prove his innocence and stuff in the situation. But look, he set himself up for it. You know what I mean? If he didn't listen to other people, who told him, hey, look, this girl's no good. Here's the proof. Don't you shouldn't get involved with her. And if he decided, well, fuck you, and then basically just he negated all that and decided to do it anyways. I mean, it's really hard to feel sorry for somebody like that, dude. A similar situation happened, I think, with this one guy, this NBA player, who was dating an Instagram model. I forget the names, but basically this woman had essentially waited till she got pregnant with his kid and then broke it off with him. And the thing was, she had like a history of saying stuff before. There's like videos out there of her saying the kind of woman that she was essentially,
oh, I remember this shit.
You heard about this, right? Yeah, that she was basically, the way she treated guys and how she felt about athletes and athletes being dumb and her being able to basically.
What's really dumb? Our fucking court system, like the way they treat fucking child support. I was like, she got like $1 million a month or something. Like,
well, no, she
stupid
got,
for
this girl. She's getting like $200,000 a month from him, right?
Oh yeah, sorry. Like,
so it's like, yeah, you know what I mean? So she's pretty much set for life, and now she can go out and be with whoever else she wants to be with now. But it's one of those things that apparently she was.
Like, I look at it and I go, you cannot, like, alimony, whatever, right? Like, you cannot justify $2 million.
Brittany Renner, the guy, Big Z in chat said Brittany Renner. That's her.
Okay.
Yeah, she basically, yeah. That's
how do the fucking courts justify $2 million a year in child support? Like, fucking come on.
I mean, look, it's kind of a broken system. Look, if I was that guy, I would try to get custody of my kid. I would fight tooth and nail for custody of my kid.
Well, that's if he cares. That's if he cares, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's if he cares.
I would hope that he does, but some people just don't.
Well, supposedly
take
he was
that
out
shit
there on
serious.
social media crying about the fact that he hasn't been able to visit his kid because of her, and it's just like, I mean, and that sucks if she's leveraging the kid against him. But at the same time, it's like, again, there was proof out there, the kind of person that she was. It's been out there for years, and supposedly he was warned about her, and he still decided to get with her. It's just like, well, I mean, look, at some point, I mean, it sucks. And look, people like her, they end up they end up getting their comeuppance, right, at some point in time. But it's like, yo, dude, I mean, it's kind of hard to feel bad for you when you were warned and everything was out there. So
yeah, I guess you're right.
You kind of willingly walked into the situation. There's no way that you couldn't have known, or maybe, you know what? Maybe he didn't. Maybe he just didn't know. Maybe it's possible that he didn't know at all. But supposedly there was people that were close to him that were warning, him about her. So I mean, it is what it is, and you never know for sure. Maybe he didn't know. Maybe there is a possibility that he's just not in. He's just not in social media like that. But that's a tough sell when you're a person that's a public figure, right? Mm-hmm. But hey, look, it's certainly possible. Maybe he didn't come across that stuff. Maybe she just played a very good maybe she played a very good game. You know what I mean? Maybe her con game was tight. I don't know.
I mean, maybe, right? Like at the end of the day, I've got to look at it and just go, these guys here, right? But both of them, right? Lionhead and this other dude.
Yeah. Now, Lionhead's case, look, it's different because I know that I saw some of the stuff in real time. That there was stuff out there in real time.
Yeah.
So there's no excuse.
Yeah. I mean, I guess his only real excuse is he's never been with a woman. That's the best excuse he's got. I've never been with a woman. She offered to touch my penis. Like, that's his best fucking excuse.
I mean, is it his? I mean, is it his first girlfriend? Right? I mean, I don't know.
I think it is, right? At least the way he is acting, he's acting like it's his first girlfriend. I am 100% honest. I am largely speculating. But yeah, no, I look at it, I go, I feel bad in the sense that I don't think this dude understands just how fucking stupid he's being, right? But at the end of the day, it's on him. It's on him.
Dude,
he what?
Check our private chat here in the StreamYards. I just linked you something that I think you should look over.
Oh God, what is
right that? Now? Just look it over, man. Just look it over.
God. All right,
sorry to interrupt.
What is this? Okay. Oh, from Tipster? What is it? I would like to apologize to Zerka official. That dipshit Colton called into your show pretending to be me. Oh, God damn. God damn. Oh, fucking hell, dude. That is hilarious. God damn. Fucking Colton. All right, well, I don't have anything more else to go over tonight. You got anything, man? John?
My bad. No, I don't, man. I think we're good. I think
all right.
I think we're good for tonight.
God damn, that's hilarious though. Fucking hell.
It had something of a laugh. So
yeah, no, that's pretty good. Yeah, fucking jackass Colton. That dipshit Colton called into your show pretending to be me. All right, guys. Good night. Hope you all enjoyed it. Big thanks to YellowFlash for coming on tonight. I hope you all had a good evening with us, and I will see you here Friday. We'll be going over the Repzion takedown from Redsky. I'm actually really interested because apparently Repzilla. Fucking hell, man. It's too late for me. We'll go over the Repzilla video by Red Sky. I'm going to bed, man. Have a good night, dude. Good night.